Hi, I want to talk about ADHD because I have it. And I feel like sometimes it's quite misunderstood. Okay? So, let's start off with what even is ADHD? Let's begin. Look at my room. It's a mess. I can't do anything because right now I feel very hyperactive. And I'm just gonna hold this microphone. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing, beach. ADHD stands for attention. ADHD stands for attention. ADHD stands for attention ADHD stands for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Now, I have a couple things to say about that name. First of all, in this video and any coming videos, I will only refer to ADHD, but this is an umbrella term for also ADD, which is the same thing, just without, minus the hyperactivity. But back to the name. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which, I'll give you the disorder. I'll just give you that. I don't have the time. What is this? I forgot. I wanted to play chess. I arranged it all, and I forgot. Anyways, okay. So I just need one thing to be really clear about this ADHD business, okay? Or two things, actually. One thing is that the name attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is misleading, if anything, okay? It is clearly a name that people gave to the disorder who were around people with ADHD. Because it might seem like we have not much attention for the shit you're trying to tell us, right? But as a matter of fact, I do not have a deficit of attention. Quite the opposite, my friend. I have way too much attention for way too many things in my life. For every noise I hear, every smell I smell, every part of my body that touches something, my mind is focused on that too. I hear every conversation in a room and it's really annoying. Also, if that conversation that Glenn over there is having is more interesting than what you were trying to tell me, then I will be distracted even more because I need to know what ended up happening with Mary, okay? So, if people say like it's an attention deficit disorder, I'm like, oh, I'm not lacking attention. It might seem like that from your point of view, but that has nothing to do with me. I have way too much attention, okay? I like to explain it in a sense, in terms of my glasses are so dirty. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. Also in front of me lie 4 stacks of paper, which are all bills I haven't paid yet. Guess what? I'm not going to pay them today. Anywho. So, what was I saying? I forgot. Oh, I like to explain ADHD as follows to people who don't have it. It's like, my brain does not fit, okay, listen. We all get the same or, around the same input, visually and audio. We all hear the same things. And then your brain, what it does is like, it picks up all this input and it's like, that's not so important right now. But this is important right now. What the person in front of me is saying is important. Or the thing I'm looking at is important. Or the thing I'm trying to focus on for my homework, that's important. Let me focus on that. Let me filter other things out, right? So it's not like you don't hear all the stuff that I hear, or that you don't see all the things that we see in our peripheral view. It's just that your brain deems them not important enough, which usually it's right. Usually that's the case. Shit's not important. Okay, shit's not important. So it's like, let me take that out. So good old Mikey can just focus on, the person in front of her. But my brain doesn't do that, okay? Our brains don't do that. They're just like, oh, that's cool, some input, information, and it's just it just all comes in, And my brain does not tell me that stuff is not important. So this is why when I sit with you in a coffee shop, like in a restaurant, which by the way, thanks, I fucking hate it. The reason is because I sit in front of you and I try really, really hard to focus on what you're saying. But first of all, usually people speak too slow. Mistake number one. And second of all, it's not like all the conversations in the background, or like I call it background because you've been telling me to call it background, but for me it's not background. I don't do background. I just do ground. Everything is the ground I'm on, okay? If it's in my hearing vicinity, it will never, that's the thing. For us to have things fade into like some background noise type thing, that doesn't really happen. You know, that usually that's not what's happening. That's the problem. And then people have the audacity to think that like we don't care or that we're not interested. Bitch, if I wasn't interested, do you think I would try this fucking hard to listen to you talk? So no, I don't lack attention. If anyone lacks attention, just from a, quantitative point of view, it's you. You're lacking attention. I'm not. The thing is just that all the things that I have attention for are not really interesting or important maybe. They might be very well interesting. Let me take that right back. But usually they're not relevant in this particular setting that we find ourselves in. Which is also another thing. What we deem interesting and what we don't deem interesting, it might just differ. And not just because of ADHD. Anyways. So we're not lacking balls, okay? There's nothing that we're lacking here. The problem is that because all my attention is divided on like 4 pairs of people who are having conversations, for you, it can come off like I don't care about what you're saying. I do. I just also care about everybody else, whether I want to or not, And that shit's exhausting. Can you imagine? For your brain, it might sound like shit's fading in the background. But can you imagine having a conversation in a club, which, by the way, why do people approach me and say something in my ear in a club? Or in a crowded space? Why? Because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna do this, for like 3 times, you're gonna repeat that 4 times, and then eventually I'm gonna be like, oh yeah. Just to like have it be done, okay? Shit. I don't understand you. There is no way in hell. I never quite got it. I was like, are people kidding? Like, is this some sort of like global joke that I'm not involved in because I'm constantly afraid I'm being left out of things? So this could just be a thing where they're all like, let's just pretend that we understand each other when we talk to each other in a club, with loud music and lots of people. And then she will think she's going nuts because she doesn't understand anything. Ha ha ha. Well, it worked. I'm sweating. I'm just saying, okay? So imagine conversation for us is like nothing ever fades in the fucking background if it's in the hearing vicinity. For some reason, when it's in closed rooms, it's just that much worse because shit is more clear, right? Obviously, if there's like more noise and maybe some birds and some cars or some, I don't know, it can help muffle other shit. But if you're just like in a why am I even going on about this? Anyways, I just wanted to mention that I don't believe that the problem is that we're having a deficit of attention. I cannot get anything done in my life because everything can grab my attention. And that is the problem. I just wanted to come on here and say that real quick. No deficit. That's it. That's it.